If you landed on this video, you probably looked out how to cut tile with an odd shape or something in that fashion. I'm making this video because there's not a lot out there explaining what you need to do to capture certain shapes if you're a beginner. For those people, I'm going to try to make this as quick and easy and simple for you guys to understand this. Okay, you see what I've done here? So I'm going to show you guys what I've done. What you're doing is capturing the shape. I used a piece of paper, I got tape, and a scissors right here with some paper. And what I've done is I've accounted for the grout joint that's going to go here, and I've accounted for the grout joint that's going to go here. And I'm going to lift this up for you guys, and I've captured the entire shape. Leave a small distance against the wall and a small distance around there. It's just enough for you to put a little bit of grout in between the wall right here. And over here I'm using a grout joint that is this thick. That's why I've accounted for it right up against the door. I'm leaving just a hair of space. As you can see, it's going to have just a small amount where I could stick some grout in there. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what I did. Piece of paper, I laid the big flat one down first, and then I started to cut little pieces out where I captured the exact shape. I'm taking the shape, and what I'm going to do is put it on this piece of tile, because I know the lower left hand corner was perfect with the grout joints added, and I'm going to place it on that tile. When this lines up exactly where it needs to be, sorry guys for the shakiness, I'm doing this with one hand and a couple beers, just kidding. And then you're going to draw with a marker right here everywhere, and then I'm going to cut it out. Let me draw the marker and I'll show you guys. I've got my pattern drawn out with a Sharpie. Give it a second to dry before you put it on your wet saw. And for you beginners who don't even know how to cut tile, you need a wet saw. The wet saw cuts with water and a circular blade. It's like a little table saw but with water on it, and it squirts water, and that way you can cut your tile out how you need. These other tiles are already cut. I'm going to go over a quick tip with you guys just to show you guys the way you capture the shape on a tile that's not so hard like that one. You don't need to draw out that pattern I did. That's only for difficult areas like that. You would take a full tile, pretend this was a full tile right here. You flip it upside down and pretend this tile was perfectly uncut on this edge. I would lay it where it needs to go. Get this out of the way. I would lay it exactly flat, how you measured up against that cut. Keep just a little bit of a hair away, so I pulled it just a hair away. And on this edge right here, I would take my Sharpie. Okay, I'm going to try to do this. I got one hand. I'm trying to get this as clear as I can for you guys. And I would measure the distance. This is the end of the other tile right here. Okay, so I would account for the grout joint, and I would mark it right here. And once I've marked it on that end, I would also mark it on this other end. That's if I was cutting this. I'm just pretending here because I'm not really needing this piece. And I would mark it there. Now, the reason I have it upside down, when I cut this, I'll show you guys real quick. You're gonna flip it over. Sorry if everything's going upside down. Okay. So then I got that mark. I would mark it right here so I could see it. Come back on this end and I would mark it right here. I would take my tile, put it up against here on that line and on this line, and when I cut this tile right here, this tile, because it was flipped upside down, will lay exactly into place. I'll show you guys. I'm not actually going to cut that tile. When I cut this out, I'm going to have that little bit of a hair, and it's going to sit perfectly in there. You see what just happened? If you don't understand that, rewind the video and play it again, because I have explained it as perfectly as I can. And if you can't understand this, you got to go hire a tile guy. Just kidding. Do your best. Leave a comment. Hopefully this video helped you out with one tip or trick or another, or let you guys know what needs to be done. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up.